They had a huge advantage, never pressed that advantage. I wonder if MMM has learnt from his mistakes from that previous series against Poke, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, at least from game one of this series, from what we saw, I think what you have to be more worried about is Cloud being able to get their stuff together, because this draft that they've gone for is really greedy in comparison to game one. And if it's anything like it was game one, I feel like it's going to just fall apart.
Yeah, it's still a two big farming cores on mid and safe. This off lane that's not necessarily a playmaker, but more of a space maker. Same thing with the Darkseer last game, just in different ways. So I don't think the draft fixes that many issues. There's maybe a little bit more play with this Shadow Shaman and the Dawnbreaker combo. Like, these two can set up for the Broodmother quite well, and you can just play make off of that, but your team fight presence, it's not really there in comparison to the rolls, the duel, plus the cores hitting down on you, the Doom coming out from NJ. There's a lot more team fight coming out from Mystique up against Cloud. So for Cloud, they've got to play this early timing, play the pick-off game once they hit level 6 in their supports, run around, maybe just build off the Broodmother, as based on what we saw last game, no one else wants to be active. Butterfly Effect wants to farm, Andy wants to farm, so you just go all in and playing with CSJ once he's ready.
I love that name, by the way, CSJ. It's just
it's
just hard, because you know what it sounds like. It's hold that thought, because mid lane, Butterfly Effect, he gets a level 2 kill, just spamming all the raises with the bunch of mangoes he had. And well, that's the thing, even level 1 raise, it's just so much damage because the bonus stacks keep happening and the slow is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not a matchup that Zone will feel pretty good in. Even once he has the Swash, raise cooldown is pretty good, so you can just look for that window when Swash is down, harass out the Pango. The durability of Shield Crash, it's not going to do too much to prevent that from coming out here. And Zone's just going to have to pace himself. We saw Zone get the early kill earlier on in the last game. Now Butterfly Effect finds his revenge. We just need to see this laning performance translate to more activity later on.
What about those side lanes? Like, what's going on bottom lane? Ray and MMM against CSJ and Mercy. In fact, hold that thought, because top lane's the one we're going to have a look at here. Starif and Andy against DQQ and NJ. I mean, it does seem like a pretty easy lane for NJ to farm in. It's a +5 Dawnbreaker, which, let's be frank, this hero right now does need levels to be very effective during the lane. Especially with Celestial Hammer being nerfed so much. And back at that mid lane for a moment, Zone is really copping it here on the Pango, but going back to my point, John, it does feel like NJ is going to be able to farm quite effectively here.
Yeah, it's not going to be held back too much. The threat of a kill coming out from Cloud is pretty hard to pull off. Maybe once you're level 4 on Andy, you can start to feel better. And level 3 on Starif for a little bit more damage there. But you're not going to be able to stop NJ. This Midas timing's going to come up. They have at least blocked off the large camp, so no sneaky creeps ready to find. They are getting aggressive bots as well.
MMM just ran back in. He had literally less than half HP. He went after CSJ and, well, he saved Ray at the very least, but it's not really worth the life of the POS1 Slark.
No, certainly not. And again, this is what we need to see from Cloud. Just play aggressive, kind of take stronger positions in the lane. Does not have the Dark Pact, so if he does get shackled down, he has no real save. And well, you have to press the attack, but if that's off as well, and you're kind of stuck in a pretty bad position. So just have to watch your spacing there. CSJ, off to a pretty good start for that kill under his belt. You're still farming well on and when Pounce comes in, it's a bit tricky here.
Well, they're doing a lot of damage here with the Essence Shift. Mercy is there to try and help out, but it is going to be purged off the shackles, that is, as Ray's always going to have to press the attack to spam here on the Slark. I mean, the only option you really have is to try and shackle the LC if you really want to get away with it, but then you're going to have the problem of MMM just jumping in, just hitting you. Still, I suppose if you are Cloud, you'll just be happy with the fact that the bottom lane is still kind of going your way. Considering the matchup, it really shouldn't be, but that's what's happening right now. It seems like the Brood and the Shadow Shaman duo just doing a better job.
They've got some good presence here. And this does pile on as the levels go up. Once you can threaten with Spawn Spiderlings, once you say have a value point in the Hex, chain stunning and holding down becomes a lot easier. You're not going to have all the saves in the world. especially since you still don't have the value point in Dark Pack for him. So we just need to get that leveled spike on Mercy. Zone again.
Zone
And that
again
lane is
gets
just
picked up.
atrocious. It's just
Yeah,
not a fun
too. Oh,
lane.
no.
You're a melee hero against SF. It's so hard. And the Pangolier is so far behind in CS as well. Like, this is going to be a massive issue for Mystique. This is the hero that needs to be online fast because you have a Slark and Doom. Doom in particular is just going to go for Midas and wait for the BKB blink. So until that point, your play is coming in from mid. And with this kind of start for Zone, that start's going to be stalled off. Butterfly Effect's level 6, while Zone's level 4. It's pretty...
Ouch.
Not gonna lie, it's atrocious on mid right now for Mystique.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's not like any other lane's going much better. Like, only the off lane right now is going decently. Is MMM, you're getting way too aggressive, sir. He'll pounce away, he'll barely find the angle, but CSJ's still on the chase. Mercy has shackles up, but can't get within range. Meanwhile, topside, they do get Starif. So again, the saving grace right now for Mystique is the fact that the top lane is going extremely well for them. Though I say that, Andy is top of the CS board on the Morphling, so it might be going okay for the Doom, but it's going even better for the Morphling.
They're not really able to stop the Morph.
MMM? He's going to pounce away again. He's really playing on the edge here on this Slark, and the one thing that scares me, John, is there's going to be a time where CSJ gets in the way of the pounds, and you're not going to be able to run, and here we go. CSJ, not going to try and dive tier 1 towers yet, but will continue asserting dominance here down to the bottom side of the map, and this is without level 6. Once 6 is up, he's going to have the burst potential.
And it's without the Shadow Shaman either. He's just free to get some hits. He doesn't even have the shackles to set up for him. And Cloud have recovered pretty well from game 1. They're running stronger lanes. They're coming out a lot stronger in this laning phase. They have this 3-man rotation onto mid. Both supports kind of showing up, just looking to further bully out Zone and secure the bottle rune here. DD for Butterfly Effect. No vision to spot them here either.
Here comes the push into mid. Double damage activated on Butterfly, so plenty of damage for this tier 1 tower to take so much. And it will. Problem is the creep wave is going to be dragged over by Zone, so they won't have the defensive capability with that creep wave, at least for the SF. Bit of a wraparound. They seem to want to kill Zone off again, and well, Zone, he's going to get hexed up, he'll get shackled up, and they have plenty of follow-up damage. Butterfly Effect able to get his 3rd kill of the game already. Meanwhile, bottom lane, MMM is trying to force a fight against CSJ. Luckily, he will have the backup of Ray on the LC. But CSJ, he's still keeping up quite effectively in farm, and well, again, every single lane so far has gone the way of Mystique.
7
Excuse
minutes
me,
for
rather,
mid-tier
Cloud.
1.
Yeah.
7 minutes for a mid-tier 1. Strong start for Cloud. This is actually very difficult for me to see Mystique recover. Like, maybe you can play ultra aggressive once Zone has the roll, and you can just try to play around. They do get the shackles out from the NJ though.
They're going to reveal they had some vision on the high ground at least. NJ going to try to fight, but is just going to drop. Ouch. And
yeah.
I mean, getting caught like that, it's a bit rough.
It is. I mean, it's not too bad of a movement from Doomrat. You're flanking around. You're getting these jungle camps. You're getting your farm. Trying to work towards Midas. It's just the aggression from Cloud.
I mean, Mercy's getting away with way too much here. Zone's going to drop now. He just hit level 6, which is the saddest part. Meanwhile, bottom lane, MMM's getting dived by CSJ, but CSJ going to leave him be again, just more than happy to keep hitting creeps. But yeah, a really awkward start for Team Mystique is CSJ again going to try. Ray going to spot out Mercy, so they can't cut him off. Slark going to be okay. Meanwhile, top lane, Doom was committed onto the SF, so this will be a huge kill if they can secure it, but NJ just doesn't have the damage. Scorched Earth on cooldown, so he could not chase him down. Is anyone going to deny the SF? Barely unnecessary. He will survive on 40 HP.
Yeah, he had like 12 in the last tick. So, on edge, but Butterfly Effect knows just how much he's going to take. Mystique, this is looking like a very different team from game 1 here.
It is.
Maybe it goes back to the draft, right? Your mid got totally stomped. Zone is not dominating like he did on the Lesh. Can't even get the roll off with Mercy around. The shackles
Yeah,
don't come
Mercy.
out, so he should find a
No,
free.
yeah.
Oh no, no, he's not.
No, perfect position for Mercy, knowing he's going to get knocked to the high ground. Meanwhile, Ray, bottom lane, just knows he can TP away from CSJ. Nothing he can do about it. It's
Hey Mike,
yeah,
what do you think
it's
the C and SJ stands for? Cantaloupe,
Oh.
Slam Jam. What other fruits do we have?
I think he's
I
just a
don't think of
massive
Cantaloupe.
BSJ fan. The C just stands for China. Like, he's just the Chinese variation of BSJ. I mean, why not,
Could
right?
be. Could be, but I'd like to think he's thinking of fruits. What else starts with a C, Mikey? Calamansi. Calamansi Slam Jam. There you go.
What is calamansi? John?
Very sour. It's a tiny Asian lemon lime. It's more like an Asian lime. Very sour. Used a lot in
Right.
Filipino cooking. Very nice.
Thank you for that, Jonathan. Zone, mid lane. Get chased down a little bit. It's going to be okay to just bounce his way out. Deny is there on the bottom tier 1 tower here, so Ray, he's denying something away from the side of Cloud. Being very annoying against the Brood, as he's meant to be. Meanwhile, Mercy mid lane. Look at this guy. Look how confident this Shaman is. He's just literally walking in. Into the mid lane. No punishment to come out. You do have NJ around, but they're just not confident. In they go. They're going to try for something. They don't have the Doom available, so they are playing with caution. But Mercy should just fall. He's still trying to run. They'll allow Zone to have the kill, which is absolutely fair enough because he needs it. But it's a very concerning sign, the fact that Mercy's just allowed to roam around in that area freely like that, and quite frankly, almost got away.
Yeah, he's just shows you how far ahead Cloud is. I wanted to take a look at here, Mike. He's queuing up a Radiance in the Slark. Which in a way makes sense against the Spiderlings. At the same time, it's a Radiance on Slark. So
When have we seen that?
I'm trying to
He's not
recall if we
really.
have. I feel like we've seen it once because it's so strange, but I just can't remember where. But I think we have seen it at least once. Mind you, that was a Slark winning. You know, it's a Slark picking it up by, say, 13, 14 minutes, right? Like a really quick Radiance time. This is not going to be that. It's going to be Brown Boots, Wraith Band, Soul Ring Slark, into Radiance, so zero contribution from him for a while. And you have a Doom that's also just going to be farming in that same time frame. It's a lot of farming time that Mystique will have to take, which Andy is going to enjoy. On the side of Cloud, Butterfly Effect's going to enjoy. You've got the Brood Mother eating up a lot of the space that you'd want to eat up on the side of Cloud with his farming pace. And it concerns me for the side of Mystique. With this kind of laning start, they're defaulting to a slower playstyle. And that's where the weakness of Cloud is, right? Like the early to mid game. Their cores all want to farm, and theoretically there's someone that connects to the Brood.
Ray's trying to get a jewel off, but he got hexed, and now he's been shackled up. They've even got the backup of Butterfly Vector. A nice press the attack is going to save him for now, but the chase is still on. Ray surely cannot make it out. They are still zoning, but it's not going to be enough. CSJ able to secure the kill with the Spawn Spiders. I'm still waiting for MMM to unqueue that Radiant. I'm thinking this is a complete bait. There's no way he continues building it. I mean, I understand why he might think it's a good idea. I just can't say things that I do.
Yeah, it's a new tech. You know why he's doing it, Mike? Because he stopped calling him
Well, John, you know, does he really want
He's
to be
listening
called
in.
that?
He's listening in.
Yeah.
Yes, it's his name. It's his name for a reason. He wants everyone to just say shush when you say his name.
You know how hard it is to say every time you're doing play-by-play? NJ's going to move in. Oh, no Doom out. Mercy going to get the Hex off in time. They're still going to try for something. Zone's going in by himself without Rolling Thunder at the moment, so he's forced to back off. And I suppose at least they got Shackles for DQQ. That's kind of nice. But they will lose NJ on the Doom, and, you know, NJ may be a little bit unlucky there, considering Mercy just tumblers toyed up the staircase, but at the same time, I suppose he probably could have waited for his team to group up first.
Yeah, a little bit of coordination issues right now for the side of Mystique. Ray does manage to TP away from the clutches of our spider friend CSJ. And Cloud, they find themselves in a really good position. Andy, number one in that word, not too far behind his Butterfly Effect, BKB coming out for him sooner rather than later. And you're going to have the Manta style into Ags for Andy. We will have the Morphling eggs coming out. Very nice for the stats you're going to steal. Especially since, well, you're dealing with two big rent heroes for the most part. So you're going to have a good amount of stat resist there. Going to be hard to pin him down. And smoke player.
Here we go. Top lane, lift up from DQQ, Shackles, but immediately cancelled off by the Hex. There will be a chase for the Shaman, but it doesn't seem like they'll be able to control Andy. In fact, Mercy's fine. Mercy survived through it. They are going to back off. Again, brighter side for Team Mystique, John. They got the strength morph here for DQQ, so he is going to become a hell of a lot tankier now for himself. But Roshan's going to get started here because, well, Team Cloud, they understand how powerful they are in this game number 2.
And they've got all the room in the world to get the Roche down. Shaman wards down as well. Not going to take too long to mount that objective, and Mystique don't have a play in there. And you could try to roll, but that was just used up by zone. So freebie Roche coming out for Andy with a full manta up. And he's just going to rush into that Ags. And it's a tough one. Is still going for Radiant Spider. Like he is legitimately approaching the Sacred Relic Gold, so...
Look, I understand some of it, like, the evasion's kind of nice as well, because you're against 3 right-picking calls, but I'm with you, John. I'm trying to look at any kind of, you know, any kind of bright side here for this itemization.
You have the LC for clearing out the Spiderlings, theoretically, with the overwhelming odds. You don't really care for the right-clicks of the SF, because he has magic on hand, so if you were really worried about damage, you maybe rush a BKB and get some more stats up to not die from the burst. Morphling is just Morphling. You know, it's like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on.
NJ, he's going to drop. Neither am I, John. And I'm
really
literally just trying to find any reason for it. NJ gets caught completely, you know, on the wrong side of the map here as they're doing. Defense is still there from Ray at the very least. He's got the max overwhelming odds, but it does seem like if Cloud really want, they can just... Oh, that's a lot of damage. Whew, my goodness. But, yeah, it just seems like an easy push for them.
Yeah, and they still have the output. They still have Aegis. There's nothing to be scared of in this lane.
Starif?
You're just gonna get
They do at least get Starif.
Yeah, it's an important kill for Zone to find. That's his full Diffusal coming out, and you have the blink up for Ray, so he can initiate for the team setup with a dual hold. It's going to be a bit tricky to find the damage to kind of focus onto one of these heroes, especially since you probably don't want to pop Doom on the dual target as well. Seeing as that's also your secondary big controlled spell that you'd want to toss out onto Andy. They will smoke around these timings though. No roll for 40. Can be a bit awkward in this bigger fight.
Cloud. I mean, if they catch Butterfly Effect, that's a great start. And oh, this is where I'm going to start getting critical. This is where I get a little bit upset, right? Because it's like you're ahead in the game, but why be there? The whole map is free. They're going to try and get aggressive now, but they're lacking their SF. DQQ is going to run and is going to get taken down, but now Andy's in trouble. He'll go for a run himself. He's got the Aegis up. They'll go after NJ, who has committed to do more. Looks like Andy, without mana, going to be forced to just get away. Agimorphing at maybe the wrong time. Is going to be in a little bit of trouble. MMM, though, is still going to have the Dark Pact, so he's going to get out of the shackle. We'll pop the ulti straight away, the Shadow Dance, and just try to get the hell out. CSJ able to pick up zone on the Pango. And so you got the SF, you try to force the fight, you still end up losing the fight. And now MMM, Dark Pact committed, he's okay. Or is he? Butterfly Effect right around the corner, but nothing going to come out of it. And you kind of look back at Cloud and you're like, Cloud, you can't throw the game like that. It's, you know, those are unnecessary plays.
Yeah, they're clumping around together as a team now on mid, so they should be able to find this push. And you're just healing right through the harassment. The Spiderlings don't get taken out as well. You do have balloons still ready to go. Rubik webs, I'm pretty sure the Broodmother enjoys the web benefit of the Rubik, right? So by dropping webs, you sure? Because, well, I'm keen to see. Because Chrono, right? It's the same thing. Rubik drops Chrono on Void, you can still move in it. It doesn't get the bonus, but he still gets to move.
Well, hold that thought. We'll see in a moment, John. They are going to make the jump in on DQQ, so he might lose those spiderwebs anyway. In fact, no, not quite yet. He's on the high ground. He's going to survive. In goes the side of Mystique. They will at least find Starov, but Butterfly Effect, he's got a very nice Requiem out. They can chase down Ray. In the meantime, Andy is chasing down Zone on the Pango. Andy, does he have the damage? It doesn't seem like he will, but it's still going to be a 1-for-1. I'd argue it is kind of in the favor of Team Mystique here, as they're the ones that are kind of capitalizing off the kills a little bit more than Cloud. But with that Cloud, they're going to have to back off, and this Aegis is eventually just going to expire on Andy.
Yeah, they do manage to force out a pretty decent fight coming out from Cloud. I mean, you only trade supports. Mystique, you feel pretty happy about that overall. Any kill you get is a big boon for you. You have the full Radiance up on So this is where it's interesting. I mean, your farming pace is pretty good with it, I suppose, along with your Dark Pack running, so you can clear out these camps rather quick. The full effect, I'd still want to see just how much it really impacts in these fights. We saw it a little bit in the last fight, and he will smoke up. They've got the blink off on NJ, and he has Doom ready, so they can take a pretty big fight here.
If they can, see what they can find. Jump in. Oh, they found the Broodmother. CSJ, not a bad target to start on. Jewel will lock him down, ensuring there's no chance. Ray picking up his third Jewel win of the game, but more importantly for Team Mystique, they've bought more time for themselves. Allow more time for MMM to get to that point where he's a bit more of a nuisance. Because right now with the Radiance, you know, he's not that scary. At least he can farm a little bit quicker, I guess.
Yeah. His farming pace is good. They are smoked up here on Cloud.
Oh, blink right into the triangle. Ray will get punished, though to be fair, he does tank the game.
Yeah, he's doing his job. Just ensuring that no one else dies out for the cause here. Just ensuring that the chorus can still get that build up. Mind you, you still have some good timings left for NJ and for Zone. So Basher coming out for the Pango being worked on. Should help with some of the control issues they're having here in terms of finding more heroes than one. And NJ with a BKB will allow the Doom to be more confident in the middle of these engagements. Like the BKB into Octarine into potentially the Ags for NJ is really the scaling you'd want to see. Because the Slark will scale no matter what. But once the Doom hits these critical items, that's where the lead for Cloud, it feels like it's just going to be nullified. They need to just keep playing while they're strong. They will. They'll take that last outer tower here up top. No contestation. And they hunt Ray.
Well, Ray's going to be alright. He blinks out just in time. So important Ray survives for these high ground defenses because they do need the overwhelming hots to try and clear out all these spiderlings and creeps. Kind of the one spell that it seems like Cloud might actually respect here against Team Mystique is Rolling Thunder's going to be popped pretty early on. The whole team's not even there yet. Won't really amount to much, but it does force them away after taking that tier 3 tower. Meanwhile, MMM somewhat cautious because Andy's got the axe up so he can chase with the pounce. Does get the initial pounce off. There is going to be the Shadow Dance into the Depth Shroud, and the Starbringer is going to land. He's forced to cancel the TP off. MMM will go down. So important for this Slark to stay alive, but it's just not happening.
No. He's trying to sneak some farm away. Can't really go for the pick-off plays for the Radiance build-up unless you catch something like Mercy solo. Even then, Mercy's just not presenting that, although...
Now they're getting caught out left, right, and center here. NJ, top lane, all by himself, is dead. They got Mercy in the middle lane, at least, and the Shaman, but these are not good trades whatsoever if you are Mystique. Cloud is probably very happy with themselves right now.
Yeah, you're killing off the Doom. You're stopping that timing for the BKB Octarine to come true. I'm rather curious about what he's trying to do on the Slark. Going for the Blink next. So he wants to be able to jump into these fights, use the Depth Shroud, use the Shadow Dance, and try to burst someone down. Get some good burn damage in the middle as well, and over these prolonged fights stack up on the permanent, on the Essence Shift Agi. It could pay off. Like this lead from Cloud, you have to remember it's been 5k for a while. It actually hasn't grown. Right? So what that indicates is Mystique is actually keeping up in the same farm pace despite losing out most of the map. We've got some good forward wards now to watch themselves while farming. This is... It's not to say that Mystique is in the clear, but if they do have a fighting chance, because this net worth, as long as it doesn't grow, you're not getting any major advantage on top of what you already had previously for Cloud. So it's not unplayable for Mystique. It's still certainly a difficult game. But if they ride through the storm, then your Slark, your Doom in particular, can really provide you the answers you need if the game does drag on.
I suppose so. Jump in. CSJ. Could be a target. They'll land the Infernal Blade, but that's going to be about it. He'll still just go for a runaway. In fact, here they come again. Lift is up. They'll try to jewel up the Broodmother immediately and try to burst her down, and it looks like she's a bit too tanky with the Solar Guardian. It's going to land on two. It is stolen by DQQ, though, so they are going to try and turn this one back around. Starif is down. DQQ really saving the day there on the Rubik. Keeping his teammates alive and finding a positive trade for them, though NJ is still very far forward. He might just go down, and he does. Here we go again. Cloud. It's such a back and forth, but it seems like Mystique are just getting too confident after taking one support pickoff, and Roshan's up again.
It's not going to take too long to melt that. Big props to the itemization here coming out from Starif. Like, he immediately has a whole lock at that healing that came through from the Solar Cartridge. Huge. And he's going for the Ags. And just full support. He's been allowed to build up this way as well. And with the Aegis up and running, there should be a set of racks coming out for the side of Cloud and Mystique. They're not going to have any play until Doom is off cooldown, which is still a minute 20. Quite a fair bit of time until NJ can contribute positively in these engagements. That's time that Cloud's not going to wait. Immediate smoke, look for the pickoff into the high ground, or maybe just sneak around onto the high ground if they want to.
They might just do that. Cloud grouped up mid lane, hoping somebody comes low ground, but they won't. Jay close enough though, but they won't see him. Wards down to the high ground here from Mercy. Serpent wards to be committed straight away. Tier 3 tower, not going to last long whatsoever. You still have those overwhelming odds to make it as hard as possible. Now a blink up as well on MMM, so he can initiate nicely, but zone, he's going to start the fight. He'll go for a Rolling Thunder. Starif the target on the Dawn Breaker, excuse me, is... Well, nothing really comes out of the Rolling Thunder. That Hex is out. Onto MMM. Mercy, he'll survive. Solar Guardian will heal them up. Requiem committed as well, landing on a couple. It seems like 3 have been feared as they will lose zone of the Pango. Onto NJ now, who moves back in after the Pango has died. And he might just be set to fall as Andy makes the jump in, but no. The lift away, DQQ is going to save. Problem is, MMM is still fighting. And he is dead. Seems like Mystique, they've kind of dropped the ball here for game number 2. I think we all agreed the draft was substantially better here from Mystique, but the gameplay, not so much.
Maybe the mid matchup's the one that caught me by surprise, like Pango versus SF. It theoretically does make sense. I just expected a little bit more play coming out there from zone. He just got stomped. Like, Butterfly Fleck comes online, rips through that lane, gets revenge for game 1. And that's where the cascading effect really comes into. And this lane as well for like, he just got run down by the Broodmother, and with all the dispels in the world didn't really save him from that hold, that control. The coordination Cloud is now showing as a team here.
Rolling Thunder again. Zone's going to try and initiate. They have Doom up, but Andy had the Linkens. There you go. It's broken now, so they can throw the Doom out onto the Morphling, but he has Aegis up. He has Aegis up here. He's going to have that secondary life. Yeah. Ray's going to run. I'm sure you've got the Aegis down now, but how do you kill him again with the Doom down? NJ is going to try to run away. He's going to be okay to barely survive. They'll actually kill off Starif on the Dawnbreaker thanks to MMM. But now you've lost the Pango who gets shackled up. He'll try to swash away, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. Shackles, wards, everything being dropped by Mercy by the tier 4 towers. He's trapped himself in the wards. So he's going to die. Ask for his team to get back, but Butterfly Effect will have none of it. Still going in for more. Meanwhile, Toprax is gone. Jump in, and he gives the negative, making sure they know they can just finish the game. There goes another. That'll be MMM down to the Slark, though he does have buyback, but doesn't seem to want to commit it. And NJ is going to drop. I think Mystique are about ready to call it, but never mind. MMM will buy back after NJ dies, jumps in again for one last attempt, has no essence shift stacks his way though, so he's doing no damage. They will find Ray. That's a godlike spree for Andy. More buybacks incoming. NJ now rejoining the team fight. but is just casually walking in as the Doom and is just going to drop. Not even bothering with the Blink Dagger as MMM is also going to go down. And that'll be GG. Ray has called it. I think he's seen enough, and quite frankly, John, I think we've seen enough. Cloud will take game 2.